Welcome to the Childcare Director's Chair, the podcast for bold educators who are ready to lead, grow, and shake things up in early childhood education. Whether you're a teacher eyeing that lead role, a lead stepping into leadership, or a center owner dreaming big, this is your space to grow with purpose and leave your mark. Hosted by heart-centered leadership coach Erica Sacoccio, each episode brings you real talk, actionable tools, and a contagious laugh or two, all designed to help you step into your next level with confidence. So pour your coffee, pop in those earbuds, and take your seat, because your leadership journey starts right now in the Childcare Director's Chair.
Hey guys, it's Erica with the Childcare Director's Chair podcast. Welcome to the show, live from Rhode Island. I'm in such a good mood today. I was really, it's raining today, and I'm getting ready to fly out to Memphis, Tennessee. So I'll see all my friends out there in a couple days. But I was thinking about my childhood, and it really was great. And I was thinking about my grandparents, and I was so lucky to grow up in a large Italian family, and I had lots of cousins, and my mom she was one of five. And so we just were really, really lucky. And my grandparents owned a butcher shop on Federal Hill. For those of you who don't know about Rhode Island, Federal Hill is like this strip of all these small shops that were owned by Italian immigrants, most of them. Second to, I would say, probably argumentatively, some people might argue me about this point, but also there's Cranston, E-Tree Square, where also a huge concentration of Italians. But my point is, they all worked together to build something amazing. And they sold things that were maybe similar or things that were complementary, but they worked together, and they had this focus on collaboration over competition. And it's something that really is ingrained in me. And, I was thinking about it today, and I was like, that's why I operate the way that I do. So let me break it down for you. I want you to imagine this for a second. You're making your grandmother's secret pasta sauce. The one that everyone asks about. And now imagine this, guarding that recipe like it's locked in a bank vault. No sharing, no tips, no helping your cousin who just opened a restaurant down the street. Sure, your sauce, it will stay secret, but the whole neighborhood, well, they're stuck eating mediocre spaghetti. And honestly, that's what happens in childcare when we choose competition over collaboration. So let's be real. This field is hard enough already. Today, we're talking about why sharing a recipe actually makes everyone win, especially the children, the teachers, and yes, even your enrollment numbers. So directors, pull up a chair, grab your espresso, and let's talk about why there's absolutely no room for gatekeeping in childcare. First of all, there are enough meatballs for everyone. Now, I know, Angela, you're probably laughing off your chair right now. Let's start with that big fear. If I help another center, they might take my families. But here's the truth. Families aren't just choosing a center. They're choosing the right fit. And when directors collaborate, families get better information, communities build stronger trust, childcare as a whole becomes more respected, and something magical happens. So instead of competing for crumbs, how about we grow the whole bakery? Sometimes the best thing you can say to a parent is, actually, my friend's program might be a better fit for your child. And you know what happens? That parent trusts you forever, because integrity always beats sales tactics. The funny thing is, when you lead with honesty like that, families often refer people right back to you. And that kind of reputation spreads fast in a community. The other thing is, honestly, gatekeeping is exhausting, right? Running a childcare center can feel like a marathon, right? Licensing paperwork, staffing challenges, parent emails at 10 p.m., and then let's not forget the budget math that somehow never mats. Now, imagine doing all of that alone. Well, when directors collaborate, suddenly you have someone to ask about your policies, someone to compare wages with, someone to share staff training ideas with, or even collaborating on bringing in a presenter to do a workshop for your program and their program. Cuts down the cost, makes it more effective for both of you. Shout out to Noelle. If you're not doing that already, check out Noelle at the Directors Club. She's doing that now with Isa. She's doing training for multiple sites at once. So instead of reinventing the wheel, like you borrow someone else's perfectly good wagon. And sometimes that wagon comes with snacks. But more importantly, it comes with experience. And learning from someone who has already solved the problem for you can save you hours, days, even months of frustration. Directors, when we collaborate, teachers stay longer. Here's something people don't talk about enough, but when directors support each other, the teachers feel it. You know why? Because collaboration leads to better policies, stronger leadership, shared training opportunities, and healthier workplace cultures. And when directors hoard information, everybody struggles. But when the leaders share, the entire workforce becomes stronger. And in childcare, retention, we all know, is gold. Or maybe mozzarella. But when directors learn from each other, they bring back better ideas for their teams. And when teachers feel supported and valued, they stay. And that stability is everything for the children. I mean, who doesn't want constant continuity of care in their program? Now, there is some magic in having a director network. Some of the most successful childcare leaders have something in common. They build circles of directors, not walls. They text each other, like things like, hey, what curriculum are you using for your toddlers? Or do you have a template you can send me over for staff evaluations? Or does licensing require this form? Or am I losing my mind? And suddenly, problems that once took weeks to solve get answered in 5 minutes. That is the power of community, my friends. And honestly, a childcare world needs less secret sauce energy and more Sunday dinner energy. When everyone brings a dish, everyone shares, and nobody leaves hungry. Because when directors support each other like that, the whole profession starts to feel a little less lonely. And the leadership gets a little lighter. And when you know you're not the only one carrying the plate, it makes it, mwah. So in closing, I'll say this. At the end of the day, childcare isn't a competition. We're not opening rival pizza shops on the same block. We are building the foundation for children's lives. And that mission, way too important for ego, for scarcity, or gatekeeping. So share this policy template, share those hiring tips, share that lesson plan idea, because when directors collaborate, the children win, the teachers win, the families win, and yes, your center wins too. So before we wrap up today, I want to leave you with this. If you're a director out there feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or just wishing you had someone to bounce ideas off of, well, there's no gatekeeping here. None. Zero. Nada. If I've learned anything in this field, it is that we rise faster when we rise together. So here's my invitation to you. Shoot me a text. Text the show. Ask the question. Share the challenge. Tell me what's keeping you up at night as a director. Because if we've got something that can help you, whether it's a policy, a hiring trick, a staff retention idea, I'm sharing it, including the recipe for the sauce. And I'm serious about this. I've been known to pick up a phone and call directors who need help just like that. Because sometimes all it takes is 10 minutes of conversation with someone to let you know someone is there to make your whole life feel a little lighter. So text the show, connect with me. Let's build a community where directors actually support each other. Think of me as your pasta partner in childcare leadership. I don't know, maybe that's corny, but it's the truth. There's nothing I love more than you and all the folks coming from Little Rhodey, from my heart to yours. Don't sit and struggle alone. Text the show. Let's share the sauce. And let's build something better together, a better childcare industry. Now, one last thing. I know I talk a lot. I'm so sorry. But before I sign off, I've got to give a little love to my people because no one does this work alone. So big shout out to my paisans, my people who are always there on call, always ready to collaborate, always ready to jump in when the director needs help. You know who you are. Kate, Carrie, Noelle, Marianne, Khadijah, Rashawn, and all my incredible Trailblazer members out there. To all the directors in my circle who believe in this mission of collaboration over competition. You're the ones answering those texts late at night. You're the ones sharing those policies, those ideas, those lessons that you learned. You're the ones proving that when childcare leaders support each other, well, the whole field gets stronger. And that's the kind of energy we need more of. So less gatekeeping and a lot more Sunday dinner energy. And of course, a special shout out to my amazing media manager, Steffi, who brings the show to life and keeps everything running behind the scenes. Steph, you're a real MVP. That's it for today, guys. Thank you as always for tuning in to the Childcare Director's Chair podcast.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Childcare Director's Chair, where we believe leaders aren't born, they're grown. If something sparked for you today, share it, shout it out, or pass it along to the next bold changemaker in childcare. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with Erica Sakosio for more real talk leadership tools and a whole lot of inspiration. Until next time, lead with heart, grow with fire, and always remember, the chair is yours. Now own it.